Happy December 1st, everybody. Happy day 263 of our Be Creative series. It's Mark Homan from Paul's Photo, the lab at Paul's Photo, and the Creative Photo Academy. We can tell it's coming to Christmas time for two reasons. Number one, I'm wearing my Christmas shirts every day, and the Christmas cactus is blooming. And it's a great item to photograph. It's a beautiful color. But I'll tell you up front, this is a very challenging color to capture with your digital camera. So this red, fuchsias, African violets, plants like this, the color is so intense, you'll get what's called an out of gamut warning, or the color will flare on you. So you have to be very precise on your exposure to get the color right. So what do we've got? We've got the Nikon 70-200 on the Z7, and I've added the extension tubes to get me closer. Now, a lot of you think that when I'm photographing a flower, I would use a macro lens. The problem with a macro lens, it's going to put me in too close to the flower, and you can see that I'm touching and it's causing everything to wiggle. And that's going to make blurry pictures. So I'm better off with the 70-200 lens at 200 millimeters. You know, I'm about 3 feet away from the flower. And if I'm focusing on the flower, see this stem? It's in the way. So what do I have to do? I have to move it. Now, if I was out in nature and this wasn't my wife's favorite Christmas cactus, I would just give a little snip right here. But because I'm trying to be a good citizen here, I'm going to work the leaves and try to move it out of the way, removing the offending leaf there. And I've got a good focus right here on the edge. I need my glasses. Got a good focus right here on the edge of the plant. Awesome. Bam. Now, what I'm noticing is the bottom of the cactus is a little bit bright. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use the barn doors. Go right in here, Cheryl, on the flower. And I'm going to adjust. So you guys have wondered what these leaves are on the light that I'm always using. So I am going to bring up the bottom of the barn door just a little bit and then close it down. And what did I just do is I darkened the bottom. I took the light away from the bottom of the picture, yes, that's a lot better. There was a branch down there that was just a little bit too bright. So now I'm readjusting the composition a little bit. So I'm focusing on the white here on the flower. I'm starting at f8. I don't know what I'm going to want as far as my aperture goes, so I'm going to start at f8. So I'm aperture priority f8, ISO 400 gives me a 15th of a second. I'm touch focus and I'm going to go right there. Now I'm going to close down to f11, goes to an 1/8 of a second. Now I'm going to go to f16, a 1/4 of a second, f22 for 1/2 a second to see where I want the focus to be. So when I've got a setup like this, quite often I never bracket my exposures, I bracketed the focus. So I f8, f11, f16, f22 to change the depth of field or the background focus. And we'll see how it looks. One of the great things I love about a scene like this is I could play with it all night long, changing the angle, changing the light to get it exactly the way I want it. Mark Homan from Paul's Photo, the lab at Paul's Photo, and the Creative Photo Academy. Hopefully you're inspired to do something fun, to get your camera out and play. Use your photography for good. Use it to keep your sanity and share your pictures. I can't wait to see what you do. Use the hashtags Paul's Photo, Creative Photo Academy, and we're all together. Tomorrow's another day to be creative, and let's do it together. Mark Homan from Paul's Photo, the lab at Paul's Photo, and the Creative Photo Academy, wishing you great fun, great photography, and we'll see you tomorrow for our next day of Be Creative.